Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just a little heads up for today, I have been waiting for these two units to become or to get their Omni evolution probably since a week ago, and I really can't wait until they have their Omni units, which is Zelnite and Rize. I really want them to be Omni. I even dreamt about them last night. So yeah, I actually dreamt about Zelnite and Rize in my dreams and evolved them and used them for some things. I really just wanted them both to be Omni as soon as possible. And yeah, both of them are some of my favorite units in the game, especially Zelnite. And so, for you guys to know, I just wanted to show you guys how they will look and how they will do and what they will bring in their Omni forms. First up is Zelnite. So for this current format, I will try to do something different than I used to do this kind of videos before, because it really takes a long time for me to talk. So for now, I'll just show you guys what they do and I will comment and say what I think about them. So first up is their normal hits, leader skills, and extra skill. So here they are. So yeah, I have added all those values in the beginning, so I don't really think I will need to comment about them and you guys can see it for yourself. So leader skill is gonna be really good, especially if you guys want to farm for those experience. And it's really good because it also has that BC and HC drop rate up. And also Karma and Zel, so you can be as rich as soon as possible. And the boost to max HP is really good. Basically, it's almost all you need in everything in the game. Extra skill, I really like this extra skill because it boosts your all parameters by 30% if you equip a treasure thief or drop type sphere. So it's really good, and it will also raise the normal hit amount by 2 and fills own BB gauge each turn. So this is really good. I love the normal hit, I love the leader skill, I love the extra skill. They are all really good. So I can say goodbye to Seria for now, since this guy will bring more than her. Well, that is until Seria gets her Omni form, which will come probably this December, or maybe even sooner. I don't know, I really don't know. Now Brave Burst. So okay, the number of hits are not really that much, but this one will fill the BB gauge, which is really good. OD fill rate, which is most of the time for hard contents. This is really important. And the usual BC, HC, and item drop rate buff, which is really good, especially for farming. The BC and HC drop rate itself is really good, and it will become useful for everything. So the buff rate, which is at 30%, is currently I think pretty high. And even though the drop rate here is only 3%, every time I farm for items by using Zelnite or Seria, they will always drop. So I think it does not matter at all. And now let's take a look at the Super Brave Burst. Okay, on his Super Brave Burst, he actually got a really huge upgrade on the amount of hits from 17 to 43, which is really nice. And this guy, I think, should be easy to spark with. Fills BB gauge instantly as well. This time, the amount will be higher than the BB1. So it's really good. And BC fill rate on his SBB, which is really useful. And what I love about the SBB here on his Omni form, which is the same with his 7 stars I think, the BB fill when attacked. The fill will be 5 to 8, which is really high. And this one will be used for a lot of things. So I love it when a unit has this kit. One surprising thing about Zelnite Omni is actually he has a heal now. So this one's an instant heal for 1 turn. Well yeah, I will never avoid these kind of units. High hits, BB gauge, BB fill rate, BB fill when attack and also heal at the same time. Wow. And at the same time he will also have that BC, HC and item drop rate as well. The rate is the same as the BB, so it's all good. And now Ultimate Brave Boost. I was wishing for a higher amount of hits from his SBB, but this turns out to be only 22 hits and a massive fill rate to your OD gauge at 80%, which is really high. And the last one will be really useful here, especially for Noel's Trial or the Genius's Challenge. This one will fill your BB gauge to max for 3 turns. And since it is a max value, so the BB fill penalty from Noel Trial will be non-existent. So this is really good, but since he is a Earth Elemental and the last boss there is a Fire Elemental, you will have to bring either a Elemental Weakness Damage Nullify buff, or if you don't have it, you will have to equip a sphere that will null that elemental weakness damage. But besides that, it's going to be really useful here. And if you like normal attacks, this UBB will give you a lot of damage since it will raise your normal hit count by 3 plus 3, so it's really high. So the whole package, leader scale, BB, SBB and UBB, this guy is really good and I really love this guy. Well, soon I will see a lot of Omni Zelnites on my friend list, but like usual. And this guy will be useful for everything, almost everything. So it's never gonna be wrong to put this guy as helper. Now let's take a look at the enhancements. It's pretty simple, yes, it's pretty simple and it's really easy to build this guy. I especially love it because he also has that 20% boost to all parameters, which is always useful, always welcome. More drop rates, more OD fill rate, more BC and HC drop rate buff, more BB fill when you need it, item drop rate, which is, I don't think we really need this one because it always drops. And the huge one here at 100 SP that will consume everything. More experience, but yes, this will be really useful. Well, I did say that it's gonna be really easy to build this guy, but I'll show you the builds anyways. There's actually only 3 builds for this guy, and this is build number 1. For build number 1 here, I am not really sure about the enhanced OD fill rate part because I think it only applies to himself. So if I'm wrong on this one, you can ignore build number 1 here. But in case you still want to take it, this is the build. And now build number 2. This build number 2 here is the one that I will take for my first Zelnite. So I will want that 20% boost to all parameters, which is always welcome. More BC and HC drop rate, and of course more fill on the BB gauge effect. So yep, this is quite basic and I think this will be useful for everything. And now build number 3. Okay, build number 3 is very simple. You only need to spend your whole skill points on one enhancement, which is the XP boost enhancement on the leader skill. So this guy will actually have a 20% XP boost, which is the highest in game currently. Well, that's before Seria will get her Omni form, which is, I think, it's gonna be changing again. But yeah, I will take this one and I will put this one as lead or as helper. So yeah, you guys can farm for that XP and add this with the guild boost, it's gonna be huge. So alright, Zelnite really good on his Omni form, and I will build at least 2. And now, the next Omni unit I have been waiting for is Rize, so let's take a look at what she offers. Okay, normal hits is only 12 hits, not bad with 4 BC per hit. And leader skill, I don't really think I'm going to use this leader skill at all. Well, 40% boost to max HP is okay, boost to attack and more boost to attack is also fine, but I really rather go with spark or critical damage up. But if you find a quest or trial that will need more on the normal hits, then this leader skill will boost that damage by a lot, since attack boost is mostly, you can feel most of the effect from the normal hits, so yeah. And HC drop rate up at only 25%, I'd really rather go with Zelnite. He has more boost on the useful things, but it's not really bad, it's pretty okay, but I don't think I'm gonna use this. Extra skill, chance on heal when attacked, it's pretty good actually. And fills her own BB gauge after dealing damage. The fill on the BB will be 6 BC after 10k damage dealt. Not much, but it's gonna be useful in a lot of situations. Now Brave Burst. Okay, 19 hits, and this is gonna be, the damage will be depending on your remaining HP. So the more HP you have, the higher the BB attack modifier will be. At full HP, she will have 800% BB attack modifier, which is really high for a BB. And this one's an AoE, so it's gonna be really good. Spark vulnerability will be handy in most situations. And she will also have that HOT for 3 turns, just like her 7 stars form. It's gonna be useful, trust me. I even cleared Lucius with only her HOT effect once. Super Brave Burst now. This one actually has 1 less hits than her Brave Burst, but the BB attack modifier is much higher. At full HP, the BB attack modifier will be 900%, which is really high. So this girl here will be our main nuker again after she gets her Omni evolution form. Ignore defense buff, which is pretty useful in some situations. And again, spark vulnerability for 1 turn and boost to own attack for 3 turns. She does not have an HOT here on the SBB, but she will also has it if you take the enhancements later, and let's talk about that later. So her SBB actually offers some good effects, especially the spark vulnerability, more damage on herself, ignore defense, which will really be useful for especially Frontier Gate if you still need to farm for it. But the main selling point on Rize here is her high, extremely high BB attack modifier on full HP. So yes, she will become the best nuker in the game again after this. And now let's take a look at her ultimate Brave Burst. Okay, housing 25 hits, massive thunder attack on all foes, again with the damage relative to remaining HP. This one will offer a BB attack from 1500% to 2500%, which is the highest. No, I think it's not actually the highest. There is actually a higher one, but a single target at 4000%. But for the AoE, I think this will be the highest. 2500% BB attack, wow. And all the other parts on her UBB is actually not really that great. 50 BC fill for 3 turns. A lot of units have this kind of effect on their UBBs, and critical damage for 3 turns. Not bad, actually this is not bad. And massive boost to attack for 3 turns and heal all allies to full for 3 turns as well. Well, this can be useful for something, but I think other units UBB will be more useful than her. So from the leader skill, BB, SBB, and UBB extra skill as well, I think her most selling point is her nuking ability. So that's all she's gonna bring to the table, and she will not disappoint on that. Now let's take a look at the enhancements. Again, this is pretty straightforward and very easy to build. And personally, I will only have one build for her, but I included another build for her here, since if you guys don't have any HOT buffer on your units rosters, you can use the second build later on. And this will be build number 1, all about nuking on build number 1 here. So of course I will want to take all the max HP boost up to 50% and take the whole spark thing until it's became a 100% spark damage. And the last one here will be the critical hit damage buff on herself. All about damage, but there will be a 10 skill points remaining. You guys can take the start of turn, the end of turn effects became start of turn, but I never really liked this kind of effect for general purposes or many other things. So personally, I will leave this open. And now build number 2, if you guys really need the HOT effect and you don't have units like Lara, Holia, and other units, maybe Phoenix, you can take this build number 2. It's gonna be a bit weird. You guys just wanna take either one first. Well, I'll explain why later. So take the max HP by 30%, spark damage by 50%, adds gradual heal effect on her SBB, and also enhance it at the same time. So you don't have to worry about casting BB or SBB to get the HOT effect by this. And with this build, there will be a 10 skill points remaining. You can use this last skill points freely. So either you will take the 50% max HP or 70% spark boost. Your choice, guys. But I think I will not use the 10 skill points for the leader skill upgrade, because personally I really don't want to use her as lead. But if you plan on using her for leader, you can also take the leader skill boost. It's pretty good. But me, I'm not gonna use her as lead. Okay, I think that's all on both Zelnite and Rize. Now all I have to do is wait until they unlock the Omni evolution for Zelnite and Rize, and I really can't wait for them. But for now, I think that's all. I hope this helps. Like this video if you like it. You can also share this with your friends. And if you're new to my channel, this is a really good time to subscribe. Just press that fun button over there and join the fun train. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So see ya. Bye bye. Chee.